Inflation Reduction Act, which is planned to promote clean energy in the US. This act is now in the news around Europe, and European Union has accused IRS as the major component for possible EU-US trade war. EU accused of US the protectionism approach by initiating IRS. This IRS will only protect and promote American companies that manufacture and invest on clean technologies. The EU says that, well, we welcome US the initiation to fight against climate change, but in the meantime, US should understand that EU and US are doing business collaboratively, and this unilateral stance on protecting their own companies hurts or deteriorates the EU-US trade relations. That is why in last October, EU-US task force has been established to deal with trade issues that came up after IRS. EU is not satisfied with 9 clause of the IRS Inflation Reduction Act, and from the US side, few analysts say that, well, editing those 9 terms and conditions based on the suggestion of the European Union is not possible until and unless there will be any sort of recommendation or suggestion or approval given by the House and Senate. So this has been the issue. This IRS has been planned to subsidize around $300 billion to clean technology in terms of solar energy, solar panels. It is already predicting that in 2023, the solar panels in US household will increase by double, becoming 4 million. In this context, you also warn that if the trade dispute won't settle, we will go to the World Trade Organization for further treatment of this conflict. You said that fighting climate change is not a net zero sum game. It's a win-win game. The protectionism, if Europe, if US and China do trade and promote protectionism, then EU also must have retaliatory action against those steps. In the meantime, Emmanuel Macron had already said that China is now closed for trade, US is now closed for trade, and Europe should also follow the path. So this puts the world into the complete trade war of protectionism and subsidies to their own industry. Is this a pace for deglobalization? Well, in terms of manufacturing and services, some sort of deglobalization has been felt after COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war. But globalization is a multi-dimensional concept. The ideas, the technology is becoming much more diverse than ever before. In conclusion, Inflation Reduction Act is needed. It is needed to fight against climate change because US is one of the largest producer of greenhouse gas, and government subsidy to promote clean technology is much appreciated. But it also understand that EU and US has greater trade relations, and any sort of disturbance in this relation could put the world economy into greater crisis. And we already know that the rising inflation in Europe is around more than 10%, and energy price is 41%, increased by 41% comparing to the same month in last year. So the Europe is in deep crisis, penetrated by COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war, and with high price of energy and inflation. In this context, US should not forward a step that is directly harmful to the European Union. Let us hope that the EU-US task force on settling this dispute of Inflation Reduction Act will move into a conclusion, giving a possible advantage for both parties. Thank you so much.